Hi, my name is Mørch, and I'm a software developer. I have been developing websites for the past decade, and I would like to take you with me on my journey into the heart of GraphQL. It all began when that part of my brain started itching again. I knew what it meant. I knew it was time for creating a personal website again. I've tried this many times, but it always resulted in the same. I built a new Umbraco CMS solution with some extensions and a lot of custom code on top. But somehow, and some shiny new framework that I wanted to try out. But somehow, I always neglected the project. This time, I started looking into why I always neglected the project, and upon reflection, I identified a few key reasons for this recurring issue. My excitement for the new framework often led me to invest excessive time in learning, which distracted me from making tangible progress on the project itself. With my focus scattered across different aspects of the project, I struggled to bring the website to a finished state. Determined to change this pattern, I decided to create a plan to find a solution that would help me ensure the completion of my project. The plan was pretty straightforward. I wanted something that I knew reasonably well to start with. I wanted the Umbraco backoffice because I liked the editor experience. I wanted to not have to update or patch all the time. And I wanted something that was easy to extend. I chose to go with Umbraco Heartcore because I thought that it would be a perfect fit for most of my requirements. I started out, like any other Umbraco project that I've done in the past, by creating content types in the back office. Once that was done, I needed my C# application to be able to talk with Heartcore. I thought that I wanted to use the REST API, because I already knew REST. But early on, I realized that the REST API wasn't a good fit for me. Although each request returned a lot of data, it wasn't all the necessary data that I wanted, so I had to make multiple requests to gather everything. That also meant keeping track of multiple endpoints, and overall, this resulted in an overwhelming amount of data. And most of it I didn't want. In addition to handling the overwhelming amount of unwanted data, I also had to do a lot of manual data mapping, which I also didn't want to do. But let's just imagine for a second if there was a single API endpoint that could help us solve all these challenges. One endpoint to rule them all. Well, such an endpoint exists, and it's called GraphQL. GraphQL is a query language for APIs, where you ask for exactly what you need, and you get that and nothing else. It can also get many resources within a single request. And it kind of feels like querying directly into the database of the CMS. Now that we are all experts in GraphQL, let's write our first query together. So let's start out by telling GraphQL that we would like to use to write a query for our front page. We need to tell GraphQL that we are writing a query by using the query keyword, followed by the name of our query. Now, in this query, I would like to get the front page, so I'm querying for a content type called front page with the URL of /home. And from this, I would like the title, subtitle, and the main image. The main image looks a bit different because this is a reference to a media type, and therefore we need to tell GraphQL what properties from that media type we would like. In this case, it's the URL. On my front page, I also have a block list called content rows. And this syntax looks even weirder, and this is because I'm using a fragment for this. A fragment is simply a partial GraphQL query that can be reused, and here's a small part of the fragment that I'm using on my website. To write a fragment, we are using the fragment keyword, followed by the name of the fragment, and then we need to tell GraphQL what type this fragment can be applied upon. So on the block list item, we would like to get the properties content and settings. To make this fragment more readable, I'm actually referring to even more fragments in this. And in the rich text row fragment, I'm getting out the contents for it. On the rich text row settings, I'm again referring to a fragment. And this is because in all my settings in block list items, I would like the height property. So we're just reusing. And this is the resulting data that we get back. And as you can see, we are getting the title, the subtitle. And from the main image, we are getting the URL. And then we are getting the content rows. While searching for a GraphQL client, I discovered an open source option called Strawberry Shake. This tool generates a C# client directly from GraphQL queries. And it also creates all the models, so there's no need for manual data mapping. And it handles all the requests as well. So basically, it does everything for you. But the real magic happens when you need to extend your content. Extending your content using Strawberry Shake is super, super simple. Let's say that we want to create a new content type called new thing. And firstly, we go to the back office and create the content type. And then we need to download the updated GraphQL schema using the command line tool that is actually provided by Strawberry Shake. And next, we need to write a query and save the query as a .graphql file within our project. This ensures that Strawberry Shake can pick up this query and actually generate a method for it. In this query, I'm actually renaming a few properties as well. And this is done by defining the name, colon, and then the original GraphQL name. And the GraphQL name in this case is the name that is defined in the back office. Then we simply have to build it. And once it's built, we now get the new thing method on our Umbraco client. Thank you.